Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cricket Castaway. This is the IPL Qualifier 1 video, and you're joined by Nishant and Divyansh. Welcome, Divyansh. What an amazing journey this IPL has been, and now we are in the business end of the season. How are you? What are your initial thoughts?
Yeah, great to see the entire tournament and what a journey it has been, especially for these two teams, KKR and SRH. So KKR has it was not always on the top, but slowly and steadily they climbed their way up. Also, credits to the failures of Rajasthan, but yeah, this team certainly deserves the spot which it has achieved, and yes, what a team and what a season of comeback with backed by Gautam Gambhir and the strategies of two times winning champion captain and the way they have responded to Gambhir's coaching. It has been tremendous, and the confidence that they have drawn from it, especially players like Dre Russ and Sunil Narayan, who have played with Gautam Gambhir in the old days. So yeah, it has been a tremendous journey. Similarly, SRH, it's like a path breaking new approach of just demolishing the bowling attack in the power play itself. So the match is virtually gets over in the first 10 overs itself. So they have an entirely different technique and entire different approach towards this game. And yeah, this has been a revelation. Like I was not certain how long this approach can sustain, but yeah, it has sustained till the business end. So yeah, great to see both the teams flourishing, and now a cracker of a match awaiting us at the Narendra Modi Stadium at Ahmedabad.
Yeah. You rightly said. This qualifier one has been something that none of us at the start of the season would have predicted. Our top teams were always at the start of the season. We thought it would be Mumbai and Rajasthan who would be playing the first qualifier because the first qualifier is so important any which ways. The one who loses this gets another bite of the cherry. We thought that Mumbai and Rajasthan probably would be the one who will be finishing top two. And in the way Rajasthan were playing at the start of the tournament, it looked like a given that Rajasthan would qualify in the first two spots. But that's not the case. And kudos to both KKR and SRH for the way they have progressed throughout the tournament. KKR more so than SRH. KKR has been very consistent throughout the entire tournament. SRH has been up and down. When SRH has been good, they had been very good. And when they have been bad, they have not been that great, as you would say. Kudos to both of them. The journey that SRH took is quite a topsy-turvy one as compared to KKR. But uh, coming to the qualifier one, both teams look in peak form. The only drawback for me, for KKR's point of view, we will get into the strengths and weaknesses of each team individually, but the overarching drawback that I feel for them right now is that their last two or three games have been abandoned. They are the team that haven't played for a week and a half. They have traveled to places but never got a game due to rain. We talk a lot about match fitness on individual games, and that is something that SRH for this time have in their favor, as they just have come out chasing a 214 run target, and their team looks as of now a more a team who has just played recently. I think that's the only drawback that KKR for now faces.
Yeah, so definitely it's a matter of perspective, Nishan. So
Yeah,
before the last match of SRH versus Punjab Kings, where they tremendously chased this target of 214, they also had a break of 7 days, plus the washout against GT gave them a 10-day of hiatus between their
yeah,
last full-fledged game, and this Punjab game, but still they chased beautifully. So it also depends on the mindset the players
yeah,
are in. So rightly pointed out, yes, KKR has not played a full 20 full 40 over game since 5th May. So
yeah,
it's more than it's almost 2 weeks of pause for them. But
yeah,
I am pretty sure that Gautam Gambhir has made sure that they do not go into that zone of comfort, or they don't feel
yeah,
like the batting or the bowling are a bit rusty. So I
yeah,
think they would be able to shed this rustiness pretty quickly, even in the net sessions as well. So
yeah,
I don't think much can be drawn out from this break, but yeah, still a factor to consider.
yeah. Yeah, but yeah, overall, this game in itself is a pretty tasty one. So both teams have very strong batting lineups uh, quite a decent bowling lineup as well for both of them. And finishing in the first and the second position in the league stage of the season, which just shows that there's not a lot in between them as compared to the teams. So before we get into the details, what do you think this game is all about?
Yeah, so this game is, yeah, mostly we can separate all the stats from this game, because it would be the winner would be who plays better cricket on this particular day. So there's not a lot to separate them.
Yeah,
Although KKR would feel the absence of Phil Salt, but yeah,
yeah,
more or less they are pretty even.
yeah.
Uh, if we look
Because
at
the last
the yeah.
Yeah, because the last game that they played, so it was again a high scoring game. KKR scored 208, and SRH almost won that game. They got out in 204.
Yes.
Even in the previous game, what we saw was there's not much to choose between these two sides.
Yeah, definitely. So both have a good mix of all rounders, and both have players that are performing consistently, and both are coming from wins. So not a lot to separate them apart. So yeah, if this is not a do or die game, then I don't know what would be. So
Yeah,
it's a chance for KKR to establish that they are the third most consistent team after CSK and Mumbai Indians in the IPL franchise history. So
yeah,
this is the chance for them to stamp that in writing.
yeah. Absolutely right. So, moving on to KKR. As you said straight off the bat, the loss of Phil Salt is going to be a big one for them, a huge loss for me because last season they just couldn't settle on an opening pair because none of the openers were consistent enough, and that fiddling and changing with the top order meant that they weren't as consistent as they would like to have been in the last season, but this season, the opening partnership of Salt and Narayan, it has been so good. They have been just the perfect partners for each other and have consistently given great starts to KKR. And the only opening combination that actually comes close to them in this season's IPL is the one that SRH has with Head and Abhishek Sharma. So though SRH does have uh, Head and Sharma still playing for them, KKR misses out on Phil Salt. What are the other strengths of KKR that you see will come to the fore in this match?
Yeah, so basically, as we all realize that this the absence of Phil Salt would be a miss. But we have Rahmanullah Gurbaz replacing him, who has done pretty well for Afghanistan as well as an overall T20 scenario as well. So he's a pretty attacking cricketer. So it's just a matter of confidence. Like it's a big match, and he might be a little bit nervous because he has not had much of a game time yet. But I think if you go for all out attack in the power play, I think he'll be able to manage it. So moving on to other players, I think Venkatesh Iyer would play a big role here to support Sunil Narayan. If the opening pair does not work, I think Venkatesh Iyer would be a good player to send out after this, because this would be a welcome change for the batting order, as well as we have seen that Shreyas and Nitish Rana, these guys have not been that consistent. But Venkatesh has had some good runs under his belt, and he has bailed out that side in crunch situations. So I think Venkatesh Iyer would be a good one to send out there. And even talking about strength, I think we should also consider the historical records. So it's around 17 to 9. So KKR has won overall, out of 26 they have won 17 games. And if we go on a more recent record, KKR have won 7 out of their 9 encounters since 2020. So I think historically also KKR has an upper hand, but I think this is a neutral ground, so anything can happen.
Yeah. I completely echo what you said here. So, Rahmatullah Gurbaz, it's gonna be a really important two games for him. Probably if the previous match against Rajasthan wouldn't have washed out, they could have had a chance to get a few balls under his belt, but sadly that wasn't the case. So this will be his first game of IPL this year. But Venkatesh Iyer, as you rightly point out, has been very consistent in the opportunities that he has got, which comes out to be a real strength for them. Also, Nitish Rana has had a injury troubled season, so he came to the fold fairly recently. So though he made big claims of getting a 600 plus IPL season this time around, but he did get an injury, which meant that he was out of the IPL for entirety of the season almost. So that being said, he's an experienced KKR campaigner, and I think that bodes well for him. I think because Phil Salt is not available, Shreyas Iyer becomes doubly important for them. Though
Yes.
their big strength has this season been and will be Sunil Narayan with the bat and with the ball. He has been so perfect. But what I feel is that KKR are a much better side when it comes to Chinnaswamy, when it comes to the Chepauk Stadium. In Chennai, where the semi-final and the final would happen. So that would mean that their spinners get more into the game, not so much at the Narendra Modi Stadium. It's a very balanced wicket for both the seamers and the spinners. So the Varun Chakravarti and Sunil Narayan will have an impact. They always do, but probably not as much as they can have in Chennai. But yeah, the strength is already in the middle phases of their bowling with these two top class spinners, and in the batting with Narayan and with Shreyas Iyer and company. So that looks good for them. Another thing that is really impressive and that's going their way now is that Mitchell Stark has slowly and surely now come back into the IPL season, and in the last few games he has been performing really well, which is very critical for them because he was the highest paid player in this season's IPL, and now he has started delivering for them. So uh, against the likes of Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma. Those early few overs are going to be really crucial, and that's Mitchell Stark's playground. So I think that's another strength for them.
Yeah, definitely. There would be one point of dilemma for them, whether to go with the experience of Nitish Rana or to go with the aggression of Ankush Raghuvanshi. So
Yeah,
both have been sporadically successful in few innings, but have not had a great run throughout the
yeah,
tournament. So this would be a point to ponder
yeah.
upon for
Or
Gambhir as well as Shreyas to what to who to go with.
yeah, or they can also be a situation like since the time that Phil Salt has gone, we haven't had a game. So we are all speculating that it will be Rahmatullah Gurbaz who comes in, and rightly so, simply because of the fact that he's also the keeper, and they would need a keeper. But
Yes.
if they can find someone who can keep, let's say, Nitish Rana can keep, or someone which is highly unlikely, uh, but in those situations, Ankush can also come and open the batting, right? Because he's been batting at number three, and many a time he also came when they lost an early wicket. So he is the one who has got a lot of runs under his belt for a debut season. Ankush, I think, is also a choice for the opening slot. It's just that they'll have to find out if that is the case, then who would be their keeper.
Right, right. If they figure out a keeper, then Ankush is all about aggressive approach and all out
Yeah.
attack. So he can really work well in the opening slot. But if they are not able to sort out the keeper selection, then they have to go with the obvious choice of Rahmanullah Gurbaz.
Yeah. So, moving on from KKR strengths to the strengths of SRH, and it's a given. The main strength that they have is their opening batting. I mean, the way that Head and Sharma have performed throughout this season has been magnificent. It's scintillating. It's been unheard of, the way that they've played this year. What do you think about these two guys? They're just so good.
Yeah, Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma have been tremendous, tremendous, and it's a advantage for SRH that both of them will be playing this match, and Travis Head do not have any national duties to attend to, so that is a clear advantage as compared to KKR. And also in the famous words of Pat Cummins, there's nothing more satisfying than silencing 1.3 lakhs of crowd, which he did in the World Cup last year. So it's the same ground, and he has a particular liking for this ground. So I expect a brilliant performance from Pat Cummins as well, because he was so good with the ball
Yeah,
in the finals. So I
yeah,
think this ground brings out something special from Pat Cummins as well. So there are a lot
yeah,
of positives for KKR to look at. Even I was reading up on Bhuvneshwar Kumar's record here. So he has picked up 9 wickets with an economy of less than six in the last three encounters here. So there are a lot of positives for Hyderabad. And as you rightly pointed out, Chepauk is the stadium that is more to the liking of KKR rather than Narendra Modi Stadium, and the records also support that fact.
yeah. Another management shift and the vision shift which saw in the last game was that Rahul Tripathi came back in the starting lineup for Hyderabad because they were unable to find anyone in the middle who can consolidate, and he did pretty well. So he scored 30 odd runs of 18 or 19 balls, which is an ideal kind of an inning for a T20 game. So that should give them some confidence. Do you think they'll stay with Rahul Tripathi for this game, or was this a one-off?
I think I read up on this. I'm not recollecting the name right now, but the bowling coach of SRH said in a statement that this was one of the scenarios that they were trying out, and it worked out pretty well. But it will depend on the match situation where the match is heading, and are they playing first or are they chasing. It is not sure that they would go ahead with this strategy, but yeah, they have a fallback plan now in case Travis Head or Abhishek Sharma gets out cheaply. Then they have a very good pair of hands in the name of Rahul Tripathi to keep the momentum going in the power
Yeah.
play. So yeah, it's an added advantage for them.
Yeah, another strength for SRH obviously is Heinrich Klaassen at the end. This season hasn't been a purple season for him in that sense. He has been up and down, but in the last game he came back to his best and scored pretty heavily. Both teams, if you look at it, they are kind of mirror images of each other in that sense. Like they both have explosive attacking opening. Then the middle order is a bit short of runs as well as not that powerful. And in the end, both KKR have Russell and Rinku, and SRH have Heinrich Klaassen. Like the template for their games has been pretty similar. That is why we have seen high scoring games every time that they've played this season, and it bodes well for this game. Uh,
Yes.
so, but as you rightly pointed out, SRH's strengths are in the batting, but also in bowling, because Pat Cummins has been really good this season, throughout the season, with his captaincy and his bowling. And Bhuvi coming into the form right at the last time and in an important juncture means that now they've qualified second and they're looking pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. Bhuvi coming into form is a boon for Hyderabad because he has peaked at the right time, and this ground also supports his kind of bowling. So yeah, that's a pretty good advantage for SRH. And also talking about Heinrich Klaassen, so in the break of 10 days that he got, so he went back to the nets and uh, worked out the factors that he was getting out cheaply to the spinners, because he's known to be a good player of spin, but he was consistently getting out to the spinners. So he spent a lot of time in the nets to figure out the ways to counter this, and that's why it showed in the innings that he played against Punjab. So he very easily played some good cricket and smashed Rahul Chahar for sixes, as well as as well as for to Brar as well. So Harpreet Brar. So I think he has got his mojo back, and that's a great sign for Hyderabad.
Yeah, yeah, certainly. Moving to KKR's weaknesses, one of them is straight off the bat, as you rightly said, this pitch suits SRH better than it suits KKR, as simply because Travis Head has had great memories of this wicket. Also, Pat Cummins and KKR's strength lies in their spinning department in those middle overs, which is not something that they'll be able to 100% utilize on this wicket. It's a neutral ground, so Gautam Gambhir won't be getting the pitches that he's used to for these spinners. So that comes out as an obvious weakness, apart from the fact that Phil Salt won't be available for them. Any other cause of concerns that you're looking for this side?
Yeah, so some stats again. Sunil Narayan, their star player, has not been able to score a single IPL run at the Narendra Modi Stadium yet. So he has three ducks on Narendra Modi Stadium till now. So he's yet to open his account on Narendra Modi Stadium. So it's kind of a bad omen for for KKR, but I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure that this curse will be broken tonight. But yeah, that's kind of a. And also looking at the another West Indian, Andre Russell. So in the last four IPL matches he has played at Ahmedabad, he hasn't been able to pick up a single wicket. So there are some signs that it's favoring more Hyderabad. But yeah, we will see, because records are just meant to be broken. So
Yeah,
anything can happen on a given day. But yeah, these are the stats that say a
yeah,
different story,
yeah,
opposite to the form of KKR right now.
yeah, yeah. So Gautam Gambhir has a few things to ponder upon in this game. Does he open with Gurbaz or does he go somewhere else? Who is their bankable middle order batsman who will get those runs? So they've tried to bring Rinku Singh up the order in the previous few games because he hasn't, because Phil Salt and Narayan had been so good that Rinku just never got a chance to bat consistently throughout the season, and probably they wanted him to be in his peak form before the playoffs arrived, but he hasn't performed the way that we know that he can and is capable of, even when he's been sent to number four. Right now, what it looks like is that Shreyas Iyer would probably be at number three, or then who becomes the number four. These are the kind of situations. Their batting lineup, just because of the missing link of Phil Salt, has completely shaken things a bit and thrown a few curveballs up their way, which is, I think, a big thing that they will need to consider.
Yeah, I think KKR should consider a bold strategy and send Rinku Singh slightly higher up in the order, because till now, majority of the overs of KKR has been played by Sunil Narayan and Phil Salt combined. So I think majority of the first 10 overs they have seen through uh, with these two batters only. So there is a slight uh, lack of game practice, or you can say match time for the middle order, apart from Venkatesh Iyer, definitely. So I think it would do Rinku Singh a world of good. Also, he would feel pretty confident, looking at the trust the team would show in him. So I think, and also what he brings to the table is he can shift gears very quickly, and he can start attacking, and KKR is going to need every single extra run that they can score, because they
Yeah,
are up against a side uh, that are as devastating as it can be. So they need
yeah.
those extra runs, and Rinku can make that happen.
Yeah, in their bowling lineup, as we have already discussed, this pitch might not be supporting Varun Chakravarti and Sunil Narayan to the way that an Eden Gardens does, or a Chipok would do eventually. But also from a pace bowling perspective, as you rightly pointed out, there's been a lot of occasions where Russell has been able to provide them with wickets because they haven't found a consistent pace bowler who can deliver consistent wickets. So Mitch Stark is coming back to form now, and he's been looking good in the previous few games. But his partner for the entire season has been in and out. So like they have had to experiment a lot with the bowlers. And that's another
Yeah.
thing that I think can worry them.
Yeah, I think Harshit Rana could do well here, because he has been their leading wicket taker, leading fast bowling wicket taker in the tournament. So I think him and Mitch Stark should carry the team in the fast bowling department, and then Dre Russ can always help out with a couple of overs, and he bowls some pretty good slow Yorkers, so that can work in the favor of KKR. But yeah, if you compare it likewise to the Hyderabad team, the bowling side do come up a bit short.
Yeah, yeah. So, moving on to SRH's weaknesses, it's pretty evident. Their middle order is very short of runs. Whenever Head or Abhishek Sharma or both have gotten out cheaply, they found it really hard to score in the middle order. That was a bit rectified by Rahul Tripathi in the previous game, but that's the sample size of just one game. In others, the middle order has had a question mark on them. Do you think that's the only weakness as of now for them, or there are others as well?
Yeah, I think definitely the likes of Abdul Samad and Shahbaz Ahmed, they have played some quick fire knocks, but they have not been able to substantially contribute in the winning cause. They have not been consistent enough, so that's a chink in the armor of SRH, because they have been pretty reliant on their top order to take the game away from the opposition, and in the middle order also it revolves majorly around uh, Henrik Klassen to bail the team out. So definitely the Indian middle order players have to put their hands up in a crisis situation, and I think Rahul Tripathi fits in very well there. But if they take Rahul Tripathi, they fall a bowler short. So they have to look at the conditions, because in the last match when they used Rahul Tripathi as a substitute, then they were only playing with five bowlers. So it might come up less than required in front of KKR. So yeah, they have to be
Yeah,
mindful of the fact how to use Rahul Tripathi.
yeah. Yeah, the Narendra Modi Stadium itself has had a long break because Gujarat's matches have been abandoned a few times. So a game hasn't been played there in 15 or 20 odd days. That means the pitch, probably whatever pitch they were planning to use on this one, has had a fair rest. So we don't know how the pitch will behave. But if in case the pitch starts to turn, then again, KKR has the spinning lineup to bamboozle any side, and I think SRH fall a bit short in that regards. They don't have a genuine world-class spinner in their ranks.
Right, definitely in that department, KKR fares better than SRH, and they have the spin duo to take out any batting attack, and also they have another option in terms of Suyash Sharma. So if they anticipate that the pitch is very dry and there are significant amount of cracks on it, and it will support spinners, then they can also use that option as well.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I think this is it. We are in the end game now, as they say, and this is going to be one heck of a game. We have been nitpicking in this video, trying to find out their strengths and weaknesses. But over the season, they have shown that both these teams are capable of surmount the odds and come out on top, and that's the only reason they have finished the league stage on the first and second spot itself. How do you think this game is shaping up? What are your expectations, and how excited are you for this one?
This game is shaping up pretty good, and I am hoping that stars from both the sides who have not yet come to their own fully, like on like the likes of Heinrich Klassen, and from KKR it's Mitch Stark. So I'm expecting a lot out of these two, and I think the biggest hope for KKR would be Mitch Stark, because traditionally this pitch has been supporting seamers, and if Mitch Stark can extract something out of this wicket, he can be a match winning player for KKR. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
really
mean,
high anticipations.
yeah, what an interesting game we're gonna have. But yeah, I just hope from a KKR perspective that that Abhishek Sharma and Travis Head just don't do what they did to Lucknow, because then that means it's a one-side game. They're scoring 160 in 9 overs, which is crazy. But I think this is that kind of a game where any total is chaseable. So I mean, both teams are very, very strong with their batting and looking good with their bowling. I don't think we could have asked for a more even contest in the first qualifier.
Yeah, definitely, it's very even because both have a strong batting lineup, and they have majorly won the games. Not to discredit the effort of the bowlers, but they have won the majority of their games on their batting strength. So they are kind of similar in this department, and both believe in taking the game Uh, away in the initial overs by showing their batting prowess. So that's the thing. But what separates them is their strengths in bowling. So KKR relies more on spin as a strength, and SRH relies on their pace strength more. So we would have to see uh,
Yeah,
which uh, which fares better in this
yeah,
game for both the teams.
yeah. I think similar styles to approach the game with different sort of weapons in each team is the right way to put it. And this is
Yeah.
going to be a magnificent game. Who are your players to watch out from each side?
So it would be Pat Cummins and Heinrich Klaassen from Hyderabad side, and it would be Mitch Stark, and again going against all the records, Sunil Narayan for me from KKR side.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, even I think so. I think for Hyderabad, I think I can't look beyond Head and Abhishek Sharma, though Head got out early in the previous game on a knot, but Abhishek Sharma played a blinder. And going by the record, whenever Head goes out on a knot in the next game, he he scores big runs. So I think for me, it's the two openers for SRH. For KKR, I would like to see Shreyas Iyer and Rinku Singh, both of them to fire in this one, and because not only do they need them at this point of the time, but also because these are the two players who can be considered their big game players, and this is, I think, the time for them to shine and come to their own. So I think I'll be banking on Shreyas Iyer and Rinku Singh for this game. So yeah, I think this was our preview for the qualifier one of the IPL 2024. Uh, amazing journey this has been. Uh, Divyansh, your final thoughts before we say goodbye?
Yeah, definitely. Contrasting journeys. One has been consistent enough to secure the top spot, and another has jumped through hoops and their own situations. And even after losing a couple of games on the trot, they have come back pretty strong. So, uh, different journeys for both the teams, but they are at the top two spots of the points table. So now it's time to decide which approach is better, or who has the upper hand on the other side. So yeah, it would be a great game of cricket to watch, and very excited to
Yeah,
see it live. And yeah, good game coming up, guys.
yeah. Yeah, so guys, you have been supporting us throughout this season of the IPL. Now we are only a few games left. Keep supporting the channel, please. Keep liking, sharing, and subscribing. And yeah, this is going to be a good game, and you'll see us soon for the next video to cover what will be Rajasthan versus RCB, another great game. But yeah, best of luck for this one to both KKR and SRH fans, and to the IPL lovers throughout the world. This is Nishant and Divyansh signing off. Bye bye.
Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.